Hi, my name is Salvador Gonzalez, and what I want to talk about right now is my 15 predictions for the next 4 years under Trump. And so let's start because we have a lot to cover. I'm going to try to always make these videos short. And by the way, this is my first video. Okay, so let's get started with the predictions. My first prediction is that over the next 4 years, several million more people will be without health insurance. This also means that we'll have more children without health insurance. My second prediction is that by the end of the next 4 years, millions more people will be living below the poverty level. Obviously, this means also that more children will be living below the poverty level. My third prediction is that school shootings will continue uh, under Trump, and they will continue for the foreseeable future until something is done about gun control. That's just it's going to happen. But I do foresee um, a kid or several kids, two or three kids, getting together and planning out a mass shooting um, and circumventing some of the security measures that are now being taken. For example, when I go to my kids' school, I have two sons. There's always policemen there. There's always the doors are always locked. Um, but that's nothing. If somebody wants to get in and shoot up a school, they will. So it's just a matter of time before those security measures are circumvented. I see a total of between 100 and 200 kids dying in our schools over the next 4 years. Unfortunately, it's going to happen several times over the last, 8 years. Sometimes I'll think to myself, wow, we haven't had a school shooting. And sure enough, a few days later, there's a school shooting. So it's going to happen. It's just inevitable. It's just the place that we live in. It's what people are voting for. It's just the way it is. People are going to die. Unfortunately, can I do something about it? Yeah, yeah. I tried. I voted for the other guy, right? I voted for the guy who, or the great gal who would implement some gun measures. She didn't win. Right? Um, my fourth prediction is that Trump will not invade Greenland or try to annex Canada. That's just Trump talking out of ignorance, not really knowing what he's talking about. Um, I do foresee him trying to invade um, Panama if he doesn't get all the um, all the deals that he wants. And if he does, it's going to be bad for the U.S. I don't see it going well. The Panamanians know that it's their land. The U.S. might be able to take over the Panama Canal. Actually, wait, hold on. The U.S. can take over the Panama Canal. Hold it is a different story. We'll find ourselves in another problem. For example, like in Vietnam, in Iraq, where the Panamanians or the Iraqis rise up and do guerrilla type warfare, and so you can expect a lot of Marines, U.S. Marines, and Army personnel to come home in body bags. I think that money probably is better spent building another canal, one that we can sign a lease with Colombia, for example, and tear just through the Darien Gap. I don't know. I don't know the whole terrain there, or there's other options. But if he does invade Panama, I do see a lot of U.S. Marines coming home in body bags, and it's not going to solve the problem, right? It's not going to solve the problem that he says would be the reason why we would invade Panama because they're charging us too much for fees to go across the channel. I don't know what those fees are, but I can guarantee you those fees are not high enough for us to commit U.S. Marine and Army lives. I can tell you that much. Fees can't be that high. All right. Plus any savings in fees we will spend in having a military presence in Panama. Actually, I think there is already a military presence. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But of course, military presence will, especially if it's a combat military presence, then yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money. Talking about maybe $500 million a day um, to save on some fees. You tell me, right? Um, Prices will not decrease whether Trump imposes tariffs or not. Prices will continue to rise. I don't think it's a matter of of supply and demand. It's more greed. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I was at Costco with my sons and we bought pizza, pre-made pizza. All we had to do was throw it in the oven. It was 16.99. Yesterday I walked by, and now it's 17.99. It went up by $1. Why? Same pizza, same size. I don't know. Maybe they gave their employees a raise. I don't know, but that's not going to stop. I think if Trump imposes tariffs, then yes, we will definitely see prices going up. But unless something is done to curb the greed, prices are going to continue to go up. They're always going to find a reason to increase prices. My prediction number 7 is unemployment will increase. This is actually a pretty easy one. If you cut $2 trillion off the budget, like Elon Musk and Ramaswamy want to do, you have to lay off people. That has a ripple effect. So I totally foresee a unemployment by the end of maybe middle of 2026 at 7 to 9%, 9% on the high end, but definitely will increase. Gasoline prices will remain the same. Oh, sorry, this is my eighth prediction. Gasoline prices will remain the same. They're not going to decrease. Although even if the economy slows down, it's not going to cause gasoline prices to decrease. You're not going to see the dollar per gallon that you saw during the pandemic. Why did you see dollar a gallon gasoline during the pandemic? Because people weren't driving, right? And that's more supply, less demand, right? Um, the ninth prediction is the national debt will reach about $40 trillion. This one's easy. Anybody can tell you that. Even if we do nothing, it's going to increase to that. So that's actually a low level prediction. It's probably going to be more than that during Trump's first 4 years. It increased by 7 trillion, 6 trillion, depending on who you ask. So 5 trillion at its current rate. Its current stands at 35 trillion. 5 trillion is actually on the low end. My 10th prediction, and this is the one that frightens me the most, is I totally foresee Putin using a tactical nuclear weapon over a undisclosed, sorry, over a unpopulated field, um, just to show power, nothing else. And with this one, watch what Trump and all the rich people do, all the ultra billionaires do, because they will know that it's coming. I think that Putin will let the Trump administration know that they're going to detonate a tactical nuclear weapon, because obviously they want to avoid a mistake and cause a nuclear retaliation by the United States, right? Um, so watch what they do with their stocks. If they start selling, sell, because those guys are going to know way before. And you can bet that that is going to cause the stock market to crash. Um, So yeah, that's I totally foresee that happening. Once that happens, Putin will use it to leverage. He's going to scare Trump, and rightly so, right? Nobody wants to be responsible for the end of the world. Um, it's just going to happen. I totally foresee that happening. The world, my 11th prediction is that the world will continue to get warmer. This one's easy to foretell. It's been getting warmer over the last 15 years. It's going to continue. That's not going to stop. I do think that in 15 years we will have the ability to really mitigate that and eventually solve it. It's undeniable. Right now, a lot of people still deny it. It's like a cancer patient in hospice thinking that there's still a chance. Yeah, that's where we are. Um, my 12th prediction is that income inequality will get worse. Um, it's been happening since the 1980s under Reagan. I don't see any reason why it's going to stop. As a matter of fact, I think it will accelerate under Trump. It's just the way it is. There's, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Especially the Republicans are not interested at all in fixing that problem. But it's just going to continue to increase. I was born in El Salvador, and I traveled to Central America a lot, and I see the disparity between the ultra wealthy and the poor. One time I was in El Salvador, and there was a high end mall on one side of the street, and there was shacks on the other side of the street, and that's totally where we're heading. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take decades. It's been decades, been happening slowly, but it's going to happen here if nothing is done. The extreme wealth of the rich is phenomenal, and the extreme poor of the poor is phenomenal. There's no in between. And on the trajectory that we're going, if nothing is done, it's going to be the same for the United States. It's going to be poor, and there's going to be the ultra rich. That's just the way it is. Um, my 13th prediction is that I don't see Trump making it over the next 4 years. Um, he's obviously in mental decline. This is not an insult. Just by watching him um, relate, talk to people, I can see that. Anybody can see that. He's not all there. Um, so I don't see him making it to the next 4 years. Um, my 14th prediction is I wouldn't be surprised if Iran declares itself on nuclear power over the next 4 years. Don't be naive. Iran has been working on nuclear weapons since Trump ended the agreement. Anybody who thinks that they're not is lying to themselves. Um, and this is probably why they didn't retaliate against Israel the last two times that Israel attacked. They don't want to mess with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if over the next 4 years they one day detonate a test atomic bomb. In the next day, they tell the world they have 5, 10 nuclear weapons. It's just inevitable. Um, that was going to happen. The deal that was struck by under the Obama administration slowed it down a little bit. But with Trump getting rid of it, it just totally gave him the green light. So that's it. Those are my predictions for the next 4 years. Some of these are pretty simple. Anybody can see them. I'm not anyone special. I just seeing things, analyzing things, looking at the past, compared to what's happening in the future, and history seems to repeat itself. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you can forward this on to other people, as I said at the beginning, this is my first video, and I hope to do more. And I hope to eventually start getting support, subscribers. I hear that that's good. Um, I don't know. This is my first video, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll send it out to other people. My main objective with the videos that I will create is to present a problem and then present a solution to that problem from my own ideas. Naturally, my ideas may not be the best, but my hope is to start changing the conversation from a debate about ideas. Oh, I'm sorry, from finger pointing to ideas, sharing ideas, and making the world a better place for everybody. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.